Yeah, all right. Russ, I think you're the guy that just DM'd me about, am I going live today? So obviously I am. Russ, do not DM me. Guys, I'm going to go through this when we get more people on. You got to stop DMing me. Kane, whatever your name is, Merry Christmas to you also, my man. Bryce, you need picks? If you pay for them, you have them, Bryce. Are you a member? Picks are on the website and have been sent out to the VIP since this morning. You've been working on picks. I don't know. Christmas. What did you eat for Christmas, John? Let's keep it to, I ate plenty. Let's keep it to sports today. Merry Christmas coming on this week when I get back to New York. Okay. Guys, thank you for all the Christmas wishes. Appreciate it. Merry Christmas to everybody. We got a lot of stuff to go over tonight. Some big news from the NBA. Obviously more COVID news. Got some injuries and stuff. Get to John's DM as well. Yeah, jumping into John's DM as well. Jumping into John's DM, guys, is fucking insane. You're buying T-shirts. You need to give me your name, your address, what color, what size shirts. You have something to find out about the website. If it's to report a problem with the website, I don't know how many times I could say it. Contact my tech. Her number is on the manage account page. I don't fix fucking websites. But calling me, first of all, the guys that DM me and tell me, great job, you're the GOAT. I say the same thing. I appreciate it, but please put it on the page. Guys, every time the DM goes off, just think of how many followers I got, how many customers I have on the website. I've got to answer the phone in case it's important. And to hear your fucking nonsense is time consuming. Okay. So I had to answer, okay, Lou Fader's fucking problem that he had with me betting the Hawks on Sunday. The Hawks game, it was Christmas Day against the Nets. So we took 7 with the Hawks. And as I posted on the website, that game closed at 5.5. And again, like I said, I can assure you that the books did not move the game from 7 to 5.5 off public money. The time to criticize one of my bets is before time, and it's on the page. It's not DMing me. What was I thinking betting the Atlanta Hawks? So while I'm arguing with Lou and other assholes, I am now missing the info to come out on the Ravens quarterback, the backup quarterback, Hundley, who I love and don't think he's far removed from Jackson. Missed that, and we wound up, that line got away from us. Anyway, I can't spend my time answering every bet that I make, or you guys. And look, I like you guys. I appreciate you following me. But you can't ask me what I think about every fucking game on the board. If I have an opinion, it's on the website. You can't ask me what I think about the Nets Clippers total. If I didn't write anything on it in the preview, I don't think nothing of it. Guys, from here on in, if you DM me with your nonsense, I will tell you, please do not DM me again. You DM me after that just to say, okay, I got it, I will block you. It's that simple. I'm a pro. I'm working 18 hours a day, 7 days a week. Can't be playing with you. You got something to say, throw it on the page. When I get time, I'll get to it. A DM, I've got to pick up the phone and answer it in case it's something important. The DMs are done. You need a T-shirt. you're for some reason you need info, find out info, how the website, what it costs, what the VIP is. That's one thing. You need to get something fixed. Contact my tech. Her number is on the manage account page. That's out of the way. DM me. I tell you, don't DM me again. You DM me again, I block you. For $19.99, I am not your fucking special consultant, your personal consultant on every single game. Okay, that's it. Because I'm fucking aggravated when guys are gonna question me, guys that don't have a fucking clue and think like their fucking $19.99 is important. It's cock to me. Okay, this what I do here is the bigger picture is so much larger than $19.99. Let's make some money today, John. Let's get it. Hope you had a good Christmas, buddy. Uncle Glove, I did. We try to get it every fucking day. This COVID shit has been a fucking absolute nightmare. My numbers, I tell you guys all the time, they're better than ESPN's computer, better than the Sagarin computer. Go look at their ratings with this COVID stuff. They don't even know what to make out of these numbers. I'm trying to keep the numbers up to par with what's going on, but it's hour by hour. Things are changing with COVID. To make matters even worse into today's situation, the NBA has just, they're going from 10 days to 6 days in the mandate. So, once again, very good possibility we're going to get fucked tonight because one of our bets early today was the Chicago Bulls -5.5. Going against the Atlanta Hawks. Going against the Atlanta Hawks because this morning it came out 2 more players were going to be out tonight. Collins and DeLon Wright, who had been their point guard. With those 2 out, they would have had 11 players out. 11 players they'll have no point guard or power forward on the roster going into tonight's game. With that, Trae Young now is a possibility to come back. And that's why the line has gone down to 4. Guys, you will never see the line go against me unless an injury breaks against us. And that happened Sunday with the fucking Raven game. We know Lamar Jackson's out. Counting on Huntley being out. Make the adjustment for Huntley. Still like the Ravens in the game. But look, I'm not going to blame. Fucking Ravens, just their defense is just pitiful. A lot had to do with COVID, but they just didn't show up. The other game that we had that wasn't a COVID game gave you the Bills plus 2.5 early in the week. Matter of fact, I put it out, I think, on the NBA schedule just so you website guys could get out there and get on it early. Bills fucking beat them outright by 12 points. So again, don't fuck me up with this COVID, and there's nobody better. But we are getting the shit end of this COVID stick right now. I think it was Friday night, the last night that we were on. Timberwolves was one of my better plays against the Jazz. I'm talking about, well, they'll have Russell and Cat, and no sooner do we get off our live, it comes out, Cat's going to be out also. So we get off the game. Excuse the itchy nose. I got a little allergies today. Cat winds up out. They still fucking covered. The game falls 12. We took 12.5. So that this COVID has just been a fucking absolute nightmare. And now by cutting it from 10 to 6, it's going to make our lives even fucking more miserable. And we'll see what happens tonight. So that's what's going on. I only can imagine how many DMs you had. Dimitri, yes, you can't imagine how many DMs I got. And like I said, guys, it actually stops now. You want to put me in your story and I get that in my message, I will gladly put it on my story. Don't show me your 200. And I'm not looking down on guys that bet 200. God bless you. Guys, I want you to win every fucking dollar. You can't be sending me your winning tickets and ask me, what do I think about this game? A game that I'm not even have a bet on. If I like it, it's on there. I don't hold back. I tell you guys who I bet. That's another thing. A couple of guys complaining. I only had 2 bets. I only had 2 bets in NFL. Guys, you want to get a bet on every game, on every day, every TV game? J.A. Cavalier or one of the fucking frauds. Go to them. I'm a pro. I don't bet every game. Okay? Sometimes I'll have 5 games a day. Sometimes I'll have 2. Once in a while, if it's a small schedule, I don't have any. So you don't push me for games. You guys, whatever I bet, that's what I give you guys. You want me to just start throwing games? That's ridiculous. Let's go, Johnny. Merry Xmas to you. Who is winning the football game tonight? Ghost, don't we all wish we knew? Again, you guys already asked questions. If you know, if you're a website member, you go to the website. There's a preview up there. There's no pick. So as of yet, I don't have anybody. Dimitri says it's the Dolphins. You might be right. Look, this was a tough game. If you guys joined us last week, I told you in this particular game, I had a circle around the Dolphins prior to the Saints, Tyson Hill, and others getting COVID. I had the Dolphins rated 22.0 on the road, had Saints only rated 22.5 at home. Only a half a point difference. This game was 3. Again, we were waiting because we don't want, God forbid, Tua or somebody from the Dolphins get COVID. Sure enough, it comes back the other way, bites us in the ass. So from Saints being a 3-point favorite, it swings now to the Dolphins, a 3-point favorite. We'll go through it. I'll go through the total when I bring my man Ben on. One of the lower totals, you'll see 37.5. And I can't bet over. I'll tell you that much. Are You Not Entertained? That's one of my favorite movies. Monday Night Football, who wins? Okay. I guess we went through these before. Personally, okay. Okay. What's up, Mr. Bookie? What's up? Where's the gabagool? You guys, not even fucking funny, but who's the quarterback for the Saints today? Exactly. This is a 4th-string fucking quarterback. Not only Hill has COVID, but Seaman, who had started quarterback after Winston. So the kid that's in there tonight is actually their 4th-string quarterback, Ian Book. Again, can't bet the Saints. They're not only the 2 quarterbacks, but a whole bunch of other COVIDs and the 4th-string quarterback, and can't bet over. But I haven't made a bet yet. Ian Book, okay, Cash Place wrote out COVID is really fucked. COVID is fucking killing things, guys. Killing things. I'm betting very few games in the morning. Only games that I feel I have to absolutely jump on. And this Bulls game was one of them. When I saw, like I said, Wright and Collins also with COVID are going to be out, leaving the Hawks with no point guard. Bogdanovich probably would have had to handle point guard duties. If Trae Young comes in, how effective is he going to be? How much is he going to play? It's a whole other thing. And he's still not in 100%. He still has to pass another test. So we'll see where that goes. What I will tell you is, actually, I'm going to pop this up right now. Because I just fucking called Don Best and ripped them a fucking asshole. And I'm going to take you and show you. Let me see if you guys can see it. This is the Don Best screen. And I don't know if you could see where it says Trae Young out. Anyway, Don Best has been terrible on their injury infos. As a matter of fact, last week a couple of guys were giving me infos, and nobody beats Don Best. I mean, here or there, somebody might, NBC Edge, another site that I use, but nobody beats Don Best with injuries. I don't know what's gone on in the last couple of weeks, so I just called up there saying, are you guys back in business like the bad old days? Because remember, I've been around my whole fucking life. Don Best, before this group owned it, guys that gambled owned it. The guys that sent out the injuries would hold up the injuries, give it to the big bettors before they would send it out to everybody else. Look, there's thievery in everything. But especially something like Don Best that holds the information that changes the line across the world. So I told them they were late with the quarterback info, with Huntley, the info for the Ravens on Sunday. As a matter of fact, I showed you that one. I'm going to show you another one. This is going to be the Jazz San Antonio game. And if you can see San Antonio, there's not even a mention of DeJounte Murray, who was out last night with COVID, and I'm taking for granted he's out tonight too. So Don Best really slipping. I called him up and, like I said, ripped them a fucking new asshole. Said, well, who's running your sports department? Also, the Tatum information. Tatum is going to be out for the Celtics. That came real late in the morning. The line had moved from 8 to 6. Obviously, I know something's up, so I go to another site and see it. I mean, I wasn't going to bet Minnesota anyway, and when we go down the rundown, you'll see why. But so anyway, I'm on top of the ship. Like I said, these guys were around when Donaghy, the referee, was robbing games, and every fucking body knew he was robbing games. See, Don Best not only sends out the injuries in the starting lineups, but they also send out the referees, the 3 referees that are going to start at the referee every game. Back then, when people were getting onto Donaghy, hearing things, the games that he was refereeing, they'd stop sending out the referees. So those were the fucking bad old days. And again, like I said, this is a different group of guys. Don Best has been around for quite a while. Before then, it was Jim Feist, another fucking thief. I think I've told this story before. I had it back in the day. It used to come out as, before the computers, on printed paper, like the old newsrooms. And we were waiting for information on the Celtic-Knick game. Never forget it. Celtics were coming into New York to play the Knicks. And but Larry Bird was questionable in this particular game. So they send out the information that Bird is going to play, which obviously is going to make the line go towards Boston. Bring the line down for the Knicks. Boom, they come slam the fucking Knicks. And we later find out that Larry Bird not only didn't play, he didn't even make the trip from Boston. So this is what's been going on for years. You always got to be on top of your game. I'm always looking for the angle here. And so I'm on top of everything. And I just ripped them a little fucking asshole. So anyway, that's what's happened. We're going to go through all our stuff in a minute. 100% facts. I guess you're talking about what I'm talking about. Everything I talk about, guys, is 100% facts. I know this fucking business. Look, that's why I laugh when I see these young kids. They ain't even got a fucking clue. I got the history of this business. I know every fucking in and out. Every fucking in and out. Action Network is pretty legit. Don't know Action Network. Like I said, I've been dealing with the same fucking spots. Guys, just pay $40 a week. Quit be asking for free shit, damn roaches. $40 a week. $40 a week for stuff that's worth $400 a fucking week. Like I says, I made it this cheap to get out to the masses, to get thousands of customers, of followers. So the 1999, again, we're undercutting the frauds. People that even know they don't even know they're fucking alive. I always use the saying, they guarantee. They can't guarantee that their fucking feet are going to hit the floor when they get out of bed in the morning. They're going to guarantee they can pick a fucking winner. Anyway, okay, I think I ranted about enough. Let's, do we got anybody else asking any real questions? Points bet better. I don't know, underdog NBA. All right, all nonsense. So, we're going to get my man Ben on and we'll go through. All right, oh, you guys, I don't even know what you guys are talking about. Let's get Ben on here. Mafia mob controlled. I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. You don't even know what you're talking about. Mafia mob controlled. Like Vegas controlled. You're like I said, you got no clue. Vegas don't control nothing. Outlets like Don Best, other outlets, yes, they could do something. Like I says, I know they have. But Vegas, they don't say, yeah, we're going to make this team win. Yeah, the Lakers are going to win the championship. And just don't go down like that. Like I said, if fucking 2 people know something, it ain't a secret no more. And that's just fucking life. Good rule to know for everything. Ben, how the fuck is it going? How was your weekend? How was Christmas?
Christmas.
I'm a little revved up. You can tell I'm a little fucking revved up today.
Yeah, you're all right. I don't blame you. The COVID bullshit going on, all the changes with the vaccine rules. I mean, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare.
That's not doing their shit. That's like I said. That's got me going back to the fucking days. Like when I would look, okay, they're not sending the refs. Okay, I know Donaghy's playing in that game. The line is going this way. That's who you bet. Like, there's always a way to combat, the fucking velocity that's out there. And anyway, mob couldn't control it. All right, so we're not going to go into the mob shit. Anyway, Ben, so it's been over the weekend. How did you do? Let me know how you guys did over on your site for the weekend.
Yeah, we were okay over the weekend. NBA day was decent. Went 1-1 pregame. Had missed. We had on some live bets, of course. Guys went 4-1 on NFL Sunday and live bets. Went 1-2 pregame. So still some profitable days getting saved on some live bets. But excited for some college bowl games coming up this week, guys. Bowl games really start ticking up starting tomorrow. There's 5 of them, and obviously this weekend we head into the semifinals for the college football playoffs. So a lot of big games coming up in college.
Wait, Ben, do you got anything going on tonight? It's not. There's like nothing, right?
Yeah, there's one college basketball game. I'm not touching it. Slight lean to the over there, guys, in the game with Brown and Syracuse, but I don't have a play there.
All right, guys. We'll talk a little football first, and but before we get to tonight's game, what I do want to talk about, where I didn't have a lot of bets. I only had 2 bets. We went 1-1. We get fucked with the COVID on one of them. We won our other one outright. Is the games that we stay off of are just as important as the ones we bet. So the Chargers was the hot game. That game opened 10 and went to 13. They lost outright. Again, loaded with COVID. A couple of wide receivers, Williams, the running back Eckler, Bosa. I'm like, how could this line? Now, I did not like Houston, but I wasn't going with the 10. Usually we're on the right side where the line moves. Didn't play that game. That game lost. You had the Redskins. That Redskins opened up 10.5. That line went down. They were absolutely crushed. Who wants a team? Again, half the guys got COVID. Yeah, some guys are coming back. They don't practice. Again, so the games we stay off of, that the line moves, there's a reason that we're staying off those games. So those games are, when we miss them and they lose, are just as important as the games that we win. Now, tonight's game, like I said, I would have been all over the Dolphins in this game. Because of COVID, we were waiting a little bit, and the COVID this time bit us like it just seems it's going against us almost every play. And so I didn't get the Dolphins +3. Now they're a 3-point favorite. Again, this is now a 4th-string quarterback. So Winston gets hurt. Seaman comes in, plays a couple of games. While Hill gets healthy, he gets hurt. Both those guys have COVID, so it's not even possible for one of them to come in. And in comes this kid today now, the 4th-string quarterback. They got a whole slew of other guys that got COVID. And, again, I can't play the Saints. And I can't lay Miami at -3. It's actually going to like 3 in the favorite money now. That's where I'm at. What do you think, Ben?
Yeah, it's just going to be an ugly football game. I mean, obviously the chance to get Miami at the right price is gone. We saw the Saints team depleted last week over against the Bucs, and they held them to 0 points. And, obviously Ian Book's not going to be an experienced quarterback, hasn't never started a game, never taken an NFL snap. But last week they got it done with field goals and their defense. So it's under a pass on this game for me. I don't have a side, but that line's got absolutely crushed. It's probably the lowest total we've seen of the season. And if I had to give a play, guys, it would be the first half under of all things. I mean, the Saints are number 1 in fourth quarter scoring, average 10.7 points in the fourth. I can easily see Ian Book struggling in the first half. Both these teams are bottom 7 in first half scoring. So maybe that's a way you can go about this under, but it's a low line in all aspects. I'm not touching the football game personally.
Yeah. Again, 38, if the total was to go to, right now it's straight 37.5, every spot that I can see. 38, I might think about it. It's 37.5 right now. I'm just looking at a few more things. And Jimmy the Saints got me laughing. It's J.L. Cavalier. I'm sure he's talking about J.A. is a shoemaker. And that's an expression we used to use for fake fucking bookmakers back in the day. Whenever the human hand is involved, there will be collusion. Absolutely, Taylor. Fuck them since I started listening to you 2 weeks ago. I'm up 5K. You're the fucking GOAT. Okay, highlight. I appreciate that. All right, NBA. Let's start. Let's get this fucking week started off. Again, last week, still had a winning week. It didn't crush it, and that's what I'm looking to do is fucking crush it. But again, this This COVID situation, guys, very tough. I bet 2 games this morning. Like I said, trying not to bet games till we get to a certain spot of the day where I know we're feeling safe that no more COVID is going to come out. Some of them I feel I have to jump on. You'll know why I jumped on these and not the top game. I wanted to jump on the top game. So the top game is Rockets at Hornets. Hornets, they're just coming back home. Both teams have been off for 3 days. Rockets beat them in a crazy 146-143 overtime game in Houston earlier this year. Now, last year, Hornets won both games by 25 points each at home and 25 in Houston. So this was a spot I had marked for Charlotte coming home. All of a sudden, Houston, after they lost their first 15, or they lost 15 in a row. They lost one, lost 15 in a row. They won 7 in a row. Now they're back to being the Rockets. They're 1-5 their last 6 games, 5 double-digit beatdowns. Their only win was against Detroit, who looks like the worst team in the league right now. So, again, I had to circle around Charlotte. Boom. What happens? You got Bridges, P.J. Washington. They got COVID, or they're on the COVID list. And did they add somebody? I know they're saying Martin is probable to come back, to come out of quarantine. But Bridges, he's your leading scorer for Charlotte. P.J. Washington gives you good fucking minutes off the bench. I didn't want to lay to 6.5 because, again, you got 2 guys with COVID. Is it going to be 4 guys by game time? So we waited. That game's now up to 7.5. So I'll just be sitting on this game waiting until game time. What do you think, Ben?
Yeah, the read here is definitely to the Hornets, guys. I mean, John said it, the Rockets, they went on that little run there. They look like the hottest team in basketball, now 1-5 against the spread the last 6. Meanwhile, Charlotte's 8-3 against the spread the last 11. They're starting to get a little bit of rhythm. The COVID news isn't fun, so that kind of causes problems. And as far as the over-under goes, a lot of trends here to the over. I mean, 4-0 last 4 Rockets road games. It's 13-3 last 16 overall for Houston. It's 10-3-1 the last 14 for Charlotte. Last meeting earlier this season, there was a shitload of points. And over the last 3 games, the Rockets have been giving up an average of 125 points per game. So it's an over a pass for me on the total, and Charlotte a pass on the spread. I just don't see how this Rockets team is going to be able to keep up. But obviously the COVID issues, who knows what else happens pregame.
And that's just it. Like I said, the COVID, so we got to stay on top of it. And guys, we're on top of it. If you are a How to Beat the Bookie member, you'll notice that I have updated my ratings. There's not every guy listed, and so if they're not listed in the injuries, it's taken into account. So only the bigger guys, the guys that mean something to the line, are in there. So sometimes there'll be Gallinari for Atlanta. By himself would not be anything big, but because so many other guys are out, I'm listing him there because they could use him in a spot like tonight. Anyway, that's the next game. Bulls, Hawks, we were talking about it. This game now is down to 3.5 and 4. Hawks were, if nobody's allowed back yet, because as we said at the top of the show, NBA has just announced that they're allowing players to come back, vaccinated players, to come back 6 days instead of 10 days from the quarantine. So Trae Young and some others may be available. Depends. Again, they got to still pass that second test. They got to show a second negative. And again, they're out for a while, so a lot of guys don't play when they're first available because they want to get back in conditioning. A point guard, more than anybody on the court, has to be in condition to be running up in the court. If he plays, can't see him playing that much. But again, he's still not in, and fucking Don Best has still got him out, not even questionable. But we addressed that issue. Anyway, so I laid 5.5 on this game because, as I said, Hawks was showing as of this morning 11 players out. They were going to have to sign somebody just to have the required 8 players. Within those 7 players that they had, there was not one point guard or power forward. Again, I wanted to lay 5.5 before that came off, before that game took off. And that game would have been 7 by now had this information not broke on Trae Young and the NBA lowering the quarantine days from 10 to 6. Hawks swept all 3 games last year by a combined 43 points. And this would have been the Bulls' payback. This is a different Bulls team. And this isn't the Hawks with the team that they were going to put on the floor tonight. So that's where we were. Again, we're just sitting this game out. We'll let you guys know right up as soon as we find out if Young's in, if any other Hawks are coming in. What do you got, Ben?
Yeah, it's just a COVID game. I mean, you got this Bulls team who's had multiple 3 games postponed from the COVID issues. They're starting to get back in full swing of things, and they didn't look like they lost a beat of rhythm through all that. But this Hawks team just not the same Hawks team right now. Too many issues going on. If they do get Trae Young back, it's going to make that game a bit more interesting. I think nonetheless, I had slight lean to the under as well. The under is 4-1. Hawks lost 5 overall throughout these little COVID scenarios. Definitely think they're going to continue to struggle to put up points. Even if they get Trae Young back, still only one of their plethora of scores they're going to be missing tonight. And, yeah, so I will slightly lean to the under, but just definitely wait to see what's going on with Trae Young. I mean, that's going to fluctuate all the lines. Tick that total up higher. It'll tick, the Bulls spread maybe higher depending on if he's in or out. So I'll just wait to see what's going on there.
Before we go to the next game question, I just want to get off the table. Samuel _Lara is asking, can he upgrade without anyway, guys, any website questions, just contact my text. She'll be more than happy to take care of you. You guys that have been with me for a while will bend over backwards to make you happy. Kenyon Martin in safety protocols as of now. Kenyon Martin, so okay. We'll see who else. Yeah, he active but unlikely to play. Right, I don't know who that one's talking about. Justin Tate just got COVID. Okay, wow. Okay, you guys are on it. You guys are on it. Let's see what I got here. Yep. Tate and KG Martin entered the health and safety protocols on Monday. If these guys are vaccinated, they'll be able to turn. Okay, so Ben, just take this. I'm going to lay 7.5 with the Rockets right now with 2 more guys out for Houston. I'm going to lay 7.5 with the Hornets. That's enough. They'll be short-handed, even more short-handed, the Rockets. They were already going to be without Matthews. By this time, the Hornets, I don't see anybody else besides Bridges and P.J. Washington. So get -7.5, guys, if you can, with the Hornets. Hornets -7.5.
Want me to put that on the website?
Yes, yes, please. Where are we? I'll mention Tate. So, yeah, Tate and Kmart out for the Rockets. Also, Matthews out. DJ Augustine. So they're getting thinner, and I've got no problem now, even with Bridges and P.J. Wash out, laying 7.5. While Ben's doing that, let me throw this next game out. Yeah, Hornets is the play, guys. Next game is Celtics at Timberwolves. And like I said, this was another one I gave Don Best a little word on, because this game was put up at 8.5 and all of a sudden started moving 6.5 with no info. Impossible. And sure enough, it was because Tatum entered the league's health and safety protocols. So Horford and Williams are expected back tonight. Schroeder's out. Jason Richardson were out prior to this, and now Tatum's out. Wasn't going to be jumping all over the Timberwolves anyway. Their entire starting lineup missed the last game. Patrick Beverley was the only starter that was even at practice yesterday, and he's the only one that has a chance, not saying he's going to play, only one that has a chance to play. On top of that, the Celtics have won the last 9 meetings 8-0-1 against the spread. They beat them last year by 16 in Minnesota. So this was a game that, under normal circumstances, I would have been on the Celtics. You would have the Celtics team against a team called the Timberwolves with all 5 starters missing, and Celtics coming off a loss Christmas Day to Milwaukee, look to get right on a team of scrubs. But again, not doing it with Tatum out. That game is right now sitting at 5.5. That's where I'm at, Ben. No play on this one.
Yeah, this game, guys, like John said, Celtics own the matchup, so no way you can look at Minnesota, especially with all the injuries going on. Slight look here to the under. The under's 9-4-1. The Celtics' last 13 road games. And, with all the injuries here, you got to think key pieces going to be out here. Towns, Russell, Edwards, Tatum. I mean, you're missing a bunch of points there. That's just those 4 guys alone. You're looking at about 90 to 110 points, depending on the night. So I would, look to that under and just follow those trends. If you're going to bet the game as far as the side, Celtics are pass all the way. They just own the matchup.
That's the story. The second game that I bet today was this Utah at San Antonio. Last week, San Antonio went up into Utah, beat them by 2. I believe it was 128-126. Last year, Jazz won all 3 meetings by a combined 64 points. So I'm working the revenge angle here. This game would be you get Mitchell is out. Mitchell's got a bad back. He's going to miss the road trip for the Jazz. But also for the Spurs, DeJounte Murray, who is their best player, he's had COVID. He was out last night. He'll be out again tonight. And like I said, I showed Don Best wasn't even showing him in the injuries, which, I mean, just a horrible, horrible job. You guys know I've raved about Don Best for a year. Since I've been on Instagram, I show the screen, I show the line moves. I mean, this is it. This is the tool that you need as a bookmaker or as a bet. Just need this tool, and for them to be playing these fucking games or just somebody sleeping at the switch is horrible. So anyway, you got revenge game with the Jazz, home revenge against the team Spurs played last night. They did cruise. They weren't tested at all by the Pistons, but without Murray, just like the Jazz here, I laid 6.5. That game right now sitting at 7.
Yeah, guys, Jazz 5-1 against the spread last 6 meetings. Lately, they've been struggling 0-5 against the spread last 5. Spurs have been rolling 4-1 against the spread their last 5, but just a massive spot game here for Utah. You add in the revenge angle, the history in the matchup. Everything kind of points there towards Utah's direction. And as far as the over-under goes, hard not to look at the over here. I mean, the Jazz just been putting up a shitload of points. It was a little over a week ago now. There was over 250 points in that game. And Jazz have been consistently putting up 120+. The last 3 games for the Spurs, they've been averaging almost 133 points. There's just been points all over the board with these 2 teams. The over is 4-1-1. Jazz last 6 road games, 13-4-1, last 18 overall. And for the Spurs, 5-1, their last 6 overall. So definitely go with the over on the total here and Utah on the revenge angle.
Now, I don't like to step on my man Bendis. And exactly what he said. You got the Spurs and Jazz played in Utah the last game, 254 points. But when you have the top scorer for each team out, so Mitchell and Murray, so I'm a little inclined to not like the over there. But Ben's got his own opinion, and that's what I enjoy. He's got reasons for it, and I got reasons for not to go with it. Just so you guys, I could show you guys now how that line is moving. Ben, just let me know if they could see it. That the Rocket Charlotte game is, if that you can see, that's in red, the top one.
You can see that.
Going to 7.5 and 8 now. So there's the line movement in action. That's when fucking. That's again. Somebody's just put in here. Dom Best is good for line movement, not injuries. Rust _ or dash ill, whatever you are. Buddy, I've been around for a long time. There's something's going on there. Like I said, I've seen this before back in the day. So they're a little slow for the last week or so. Maybe they're in transition there, or maybe they got a little business going on where they're getting the info out to the sharp guys first before they shoot it out to everybody. But other than that, they're the best. They'll beat any site 90 to 95% of the time. That's why last week I was very surprised. I know my man Justin and a couple other guys were telling me injuries before I had them. That doesn't happen. So we were on that shit. Spurs game over. Money, crazy germ. Spurs over. If you're listening to Ben, no dog in the fight. I'm not saying unders to play. I'm just saying you got the 2 top scorers, 1 for each team out. Why am I going to go over and say, what the fuck was I thinking? Betting without the top scorers. Hey, guys, again, I've told you before, I use the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. Don't outthink yourself. It's not that difficult. Teams back-to-back, 5th and 7. The other team has revenge. I'm gonna bet the team that's rested instead of the team that's back-to-back, and then they got revenge against. So I try to keep it real simple. Anyway, we're at the Jazz Spurs games. We talked about it. Let's go Memphis, Phoenix. So Memphis plays last night, crushes Sacramento. There was another game that all the sharp money went to Sacramento. Memphis pops up with a couple of late COVID injuries. Brooks and Melton, they're going to be out, while Sacramento is going to get Fox back. Holmes was back. So this game goes from 5 early in the day to 2 and 2.5 just at post time. Was I on Sacramento? No, I did not like the spot for Sacramento. So here comes Memphis now. They'll be back-to-back. Earlier in the year, Phoenix goes into Memphis, pounds them, beats them by 25. So you think, okay, home revenge. Not so fast, because in the last 3 games, the Suns have beat them by 25, 23, and 31 points. So not jumping on, not giving Memphis the home revenge. I was leaning to Phoenix. Not only that, because you got to remember, Phoenix is coming off a loss Christmas Day to Golden State, and they hadn't lost at home, Phoenix. Let me pull it up since October 20. Give me a sec. They hadn't lost at home since October 27th against the Kings, Phoenix. It was their first loss. So my play was Phoenix and nobody. Sure enough, Crowder, Elfrid Payton, they got COVID, so you got to wait. Is Booker going to have it by post time? Is CP3 going to have it? You don't know, so I laid off that game. That game actually is just ticking down right now as we speak. It's coincidentally, it was 8.5, and there's some 8s, and a couple of spots are actually taking it off the board. So hopefully before we get off, I can let you guys know what happened. Somebody's saying 8 and out.
Yep, I'm trying to confirm that on Sports Edge, see if I can find it.
Yep. Let's see. I'm wondering if he's got COVID, and now you'll know. This is why I can't get out and jump on these games. Yep, 8 and out, COVID-19. We've got it. And this COVID is just fucking. I have never, and look, guys, I've been through it all, but I've never seen something so crazy, so intense as this, where it literally, it's minute to minute. You don't know who's playing. So, yep, 8 and out. And again, I felt Suns would come with their best game today, losing to Golden State, having crushed the Grizzlies by 23 points or better in each of the last 3 games. But now you got Ayton, Crowder, and who knows who's next. They're out. So I don't even want to talk about this fucking game anymore. Ben, what do you got there?
Yeah, I mean, we're just getting more news about injuries, guys. There's already under trends in the matchup. It's 7-1 the last 8 meetings. You keep naming more guys out, going to be out with COVID. It's going to make me lean a bit more to that under. And Grizzlies have been covered on the road, 7-1 against the spread the last 8 games. But like John said, Suns have been very good at home. Coming off the loss against Golden State, that's going to give them a little extra motivation. And, yeah, a little weird revenge slightly, but Suns just own the matchup, 20-point blowouts last 3 meetings. And I don't think they quite get the 20-point blowout with all the guys being out tonight, but I can still see them covering the spread. So not touching the game either side. If I had to give a play on the total, it'd be that under.
Okay, and just to throw it in there, I actually had it written to the side. The coach, Monty Williams, he's out also with COVID, just like Coach Billups is out for Portland, which is the next game we'll get to. Mavericks at Portland. Just again, just a total mess of a game. I shouldn't even say Mavericks and Trailblazers are playing. So you've got no Luka, no Hardaway, no Kleber, no Bullock for Dallas. Porzingis should play. Finney-Smith will play. Those are their 2 other starters. For Portland, and this is just so far, like I said, Coach Billups is out. Nurkic, the center, is going to be out. Covington is out. Who else we got out over here? We've got McLemore, who's been coming off the bench. Those guys are out with COVID, and they've got Lillard listed as questionable with personal. So we'll be waiting to see what happens on that game. Here's a game at normal. If things were normal, which they're not, Portland won 2 of 3 meetings last year. But the last game they played, Dallas went into Portland and beat them 132-92. So I've had a circle on this game. This is their first meeting since then since the beginning of the season. This was a game. This was a revenge game, a home revenge game. But again, no who's playing. Don't even know who's playing in the game to get revenge. I'll be waiting to see what's going to happen with the Lillard. Like I said, uh, Ben, anything with this game for you?
I mean, it's hard to give too much of a breakdown of two teams missing everybody, right? So, I mean, if you go off the trends, off the numbers, of the history of what these teams were when healthy, I mean, someone goes to the Mavs. They're 8-3 against the spread, last 11 road games, 5-2 the last 7 overall. Portland started off the year great at home, but now they're 1-6 against the spread, last 7 home games. And in the matchup history, the Mavs are 8-2 last 10 visits to Portland. So, a lot of road trends there that go the Mavs' way, some home trends that go against Portland, but it's just teams that weren't playing for those trends. Completely different players going to be suiting up tonight, and hard to have a read on that other side. So I'm not touching this game.
Vinny Bates is saying, we worried about Trae Young coming back. Oh, like, of course we're worried about it. Look, I'm going to tell you now, I'm not going to get off that bet. I'm just not going to get off the Bulls bet. Even if Trae Young is in, I laid 5.5, game is 4. If they announce him in, that's going to be rushed. By the time I get it out to you guys, it's going to be at least 3. So I'm not trying to get off that bet. Again, if he plays, he's still got to pass. He's got to have another negative test, and then say, okay, he's ready to play. Not say that conditioning, like a lot of these guys, got to come back for conditioning. And if he does, again, how many minutes is he going to play? So I'm in with the Bulls. I'm sticking with that one. If you haven't bet the Bulls yet, don't obviously wait for the Trae Young info to come out. So as Nathan is saying, Bull spread, ? Do not bet it. You know, I had this, somebody was telling me, I guess it was Friday night, the night of our last live, that why don't I take off the website Timberwolves, because he was confused. Well, I can't do that and confuse other people or say like, oh, what's John, a fraud? He had the Timberwolves, and then, you know, because Cat's out now, he don't have. Guys, I put on whatever I bet. I try to make it as simple as I can. As soon as I found out Cat was at, I bet off the game. When I say get off the game, I'm going to bet the other team. So I bet the Jazz. Okay, but I don't make bets just disappear like that. Okay, so I'll never take something off the screen. So if Lillard is out, I can be on the Mavs. Mavs have actually played a couple of decent games without Luka. They gave the Jazz all they could want Christmas night, and the night before that we actually had the Bucks, but it was a sweat job. They beat them in Dallas, but they gave them a game. So if Lillard is out, I could see myself betting the Mavs as long as Porzingis, Finney-Smith, and Brunson, who's been actually playing very well, are in. So stay tuned to that. Dodger, you love that like early on. You gave. I don't know who the Dodger is. One more last game, guys. We got Nets and Clippers. 2 games last year. This game is right now. It's the line set at 3.5 and 4. They played 2 games last year. Nets won each of the games by 4 points. Durant not back yet, and Aldridge not back yet. Those are the only 2 rotation players that are still on the COVID list. My man AK asking about college basketball. You're late to the show, AK. And no college basketball tonight. Roberto, they're in Portland. Clippers played last night. They're without Paul George. So talk about Morris being available tonight. He's been on the COVID list. They're back-to-back. They played Denver last night. Real short-handed. No Reggie Jackson. The Nets played a good game. I'm almost kicking myself in the ass. Should have had them against the Lakers, because the fucking Lakers I just can't believe that. They're getting worse. With each game going on, they're getting worse. So this game for me would be Nets or nobody. Still not sold on just Harden being by himself. But it looks like with when he's the main guy, he's a little better, as he showed the other night. As of right now, though, still no bet on this game.
Yeah, I was going to start off with that right there. James Harden. I mean, on Saturday, on Christmas Day against the Lakers, I felt like that was the first time since Harden was in Houston I've seen him at all take aggressive, be a scorer, be the main guy, show that he can still do that. So we're going to continue to see that guy, James Harden, while Kevin Durant's out for a couple of games here. We'll make the Nets a lot more attractive to bet. I mean, like John said, the lean here is definitely Brooklyn. 4-0 against the spread, last 4 meetings against the Clippers in L.A. On the road, they've been covering spreads. They're 5-1 against the spread, their last 6 on the road overall. And, obviously no Paul George now for the Clippers for some time, so that's going to be an issue. And it's just Brooklyn or pass, and I don't have too strong of a feel on this game. They didn't really have to travel. They were already in LA on Saturday, had the Christmas day off, So I would say Nets or pass. No lead on the total either side. Just Nets haven't been playing much defense lately, but the under's 4-0 and the Clippers last 4.
All right, guys. So that's where we're at. Just to recap it, just don't have anything on the football game tonight. Guaranteed, though, if you want to go to J.A. Cavalier, right? What do you think? I'm sure he's going to have the side, the total, and an all-in parlay, all in.
Yeah.
So my man Justice Ray Young is playing. So we'll have to see how the board reacts. Right now the line is 4 at every spot I've got. So we'll see how that goes. We took the Bulls minus 5.5. We're going to see how that one goes. We did this one right live as soon as we got the info with the Rockets having Tate and Kmart Jr. out. Not that they're big guys, but on top of already Matthews and DJ Augustine being out. That was enough for me to make up for not having Bridges and PJ Washington. Like I said, they've lost 5 of their last 6, double digits. So he needs to start kicking you some loot for all the times you make it. If he wants to kick me loot for recommended the way I recommend him, okay. So let's see. We've got this line starting to move now. Looks like my man Justin is right again. His info is great. Roto Grinders, that's something I'll be on top of. I've been checking out their site and getting notifications from them. Anyway, I'm on this one minus 5.5. Going to have to get lucky. We'll see how that one goes. Jazz minus 6.5. Big home revenge spot for the Jazz. We went with the Hornets. Those are 3 games. If anything's happening on this late Portland Maverick game, I'll let you guys know about it. And other than that, guys, we'll be back tomorrow. You can follow Ben and do some live betting on these games if we're jammed up. Right, Ben?
Of course. Yeah, guys. Check us out on Twitch. That link's in our bio. Make sure you guys follow us there. And we're pretty much live 6 days a week, so come by and check it out.
All right, guys. Somebody had shown up before that we were over 100 viewers again. I appreciate it. Let's make this grow to 200. I guess that's the next milestone we need to go. Check us out every weekday, 5 p.m. Also, Ben, I got to check us out. Where else? You got me on TikTok and some other shit that I don't know what it is, but check us out, YouTube and TikTok, and we'll see you guys tomorrow night, 5 p.m. Let's make some money.
Good luck, guys.